Hello, my name is Graham Cooper and I'm running to be a school board trustee for the Greater Essex County District School Board in wards 1, 2, and 9. The reasons I'm running are varied, but certainly first and foremost, as a parent who have had children go through the school system and now as a grandparent, I've always been interested in our students and their outcomes and how the school system meets not only the needs of our children, but also how the school board meets the needs of the community in general. I am now a retired federal public servant, and I worked for Service Canada for 37 years, so I'm very familiar with the pitfalls, the complexities of bureaucracy, budgets, things of that nature. So I bring a certain skill set to the role, and budgets are certainly one of the important parts that a school board has to deal with. The school board currently has a budget of, I believe, a little over $400 million. That's a lot of money. And the question is, how is that money being administered? Is it being administered efficiently? Is it being administered effectively? And ultimately, is it being administered in a way that best meets the needs of the students and the community? There are lots of issues that are facing us as we look at changing demographics in our communities. We've recently seen a spate of school closures, and going along with that, the opening of new schools. And so the question is, are the right decisions being made about what schools to close, where to build new ones? Are parents and the community at large having a sufficient ability to have their voices heard, to make suggestions that they feel are being listened to and not just being lip service to? I'm certainly a strong advocate of parents' involvement in that decision-making process, not to say that they should, supplant, so to speak, the role of the trustee, but I think it's important that the trustee maintain a good dialogue with the community and bring those voices to the table. There's also issues surrounding special needs students and whether or not the board has the ability to sufficiently meet those needs. Is it a question of budget? Is it a question of understanding the needs? And do we have sufficient resources within our school board system? Certainly educational assistants have an important role in our system, and particularly now as we've opened up full-day kindergarten, and that's another important matter. Is the full-day kindergarten program being administered in the best way possible? Are children just being sort of warehoused, if you will, in large classes without a reasonable student-teacher ratio, or are they getting the real benefit of that type of a program? The other thing that I'm interested in is how can we better communicate with our parents? Certainly parents nowadays are very busy individuals. The vast majority of our parents now both work. That's not true in all cases, but in many cases that is. And so how are we able to communicate with those parents? Lots of times you hear, and I know it from my own personal experience, that a note is sent home by the teacher, it gets lost in the child's knapsack, the message is never communicated. I believe that there's a role for technology now, whether or not we have an app for our cell phones where teachers could broadcast to those parents who are participating important messages about meetings, homework assignments, things of that nature. And in fact, to communicate sometimes at a more personal level through the use of emails and so on with parents. So those important messages aren't lost. Now, I'm also cognizant of the fact that our teachers have an increasing burden being placed on them. It seems that more and more we're concerned that the schools should be the source of remedying all kinds of social ills, and certainly the school is a very important place for the beginnings of those types of things. And I'm thinking about things like bullying, active role in the community for our children, educating them about civics, and so on. But we also want to make sure that when we ask teachers to deal with those types of things, that the teachers have got enough resources to do that effectively. And that in many cases, teachers have an important role as well because they're the experts on the ground. They're working with our children, and the question is, are we tapping into their knowledge and skill sets? So these are just some of the things that I hope to bring to the table. I would also note that I've been endorsed by the Windsor and District Labour Council, proudly so. And so if you're interested in having a voice at the table that reflects the things that I've said today, and perhaps a view that also understands the needs of the labour community, then I would encourage you to vote for me. Once again, my name is Graham Cooper, and if you wish to contact me, you can reach me at home at 519-250-1220, and my email address is Graham, Graham .Cooper@cogeco.ca. Thanks very much for your time, and please, hopefully you'll vote for me. Thank you.